Your actual purpose is to become a superior man in the way that is congruent with your truth.
I meet and talk to people every single day who went for like different programs and different stuff, and like, a lot of famous people and stuff, and most of them like didn't got the results or got burned out, and it's really like sad to see because then they always get a little bit like defensive when they meet someone else because they're like, oh, I tried some XYZ in the past and it didn't work.
Mm.
These things that doesn't work. You're just trying to sell me. You're just trying to make money or something like that. And I also like work with guys that had like a really big brand, and I met a lot of them, and some of them they don't have that good of a program. That's funny that's way as well, and it's really crazy to see. Sometimes like
Mm.
you look up to these people and everything, even you see the background behind the scenes, and like, oh, this is how it works. Oh, and I'm like, damn. It's really important.
Spiritually. And the majority of people don't even understand what living your purpose really means in a really bad way. I mean, they believe that living your purpose is doing something that you enjoy and getting paid for it. It's not. It's very wrong. If you try to do it for any length of time, you will notice how you get burned out and get really frustrated and start hating whatever it is that you used to enjoy. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Like it's funny because yeah, even like most of these coaches, they usually quit. I don't know, in 9 months, 1 year maximum. Where
Mm.
they're like, you see them now, and they're like, a year later, all of them's gone.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't
true.
really
But
have like a purpose
exactly.
and strong.
And even with yourself, you went into video editing, you obviously liked it to begin with. And then if someone said, just do it what you like, get paid for it, and that's your purpose, and then after a while you couldn't stand it any longer.
But yeah, I also believe our purpose is always like shifting.
No. Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
the expression that's shifting. Because our purpose as human beings is to become as powerful as we can possibly be. And I'm talking about personal power. I'm not talking about social or authoritative power, because most people confuse the two, and it's not the same. There are two different kinds of power to and power over. And the majority of people, I mean, all of us, it's just the way we are designed by nature, by God, by the universe, because we are expressions of that force that created worlds, that created the universe. Naturally, we take after our creator, right? So, because of that, we feel that longing to reconnect with the true power within, the power to shift your reality, to change your reality. This is why people go nuts about things like The Secret, because it resonates on such a deep level. They're like, oh my God, really, really feel that there is something there that I must connect to. Same actually with the Star Wars stuff, with the Jedi stuff, because again, they're like, it feels right. It feels like coming home. I know it's a fantasy movie, but I feel that there is something in it that resonates with me on a deeper level. And this is why, because when, imagine that, say you lost your memory, some amnesia for some reason, and then you don't remember anything. But once you see, say, someone's face, someone who was really close to you and someone you really loved, then even though your conscious mind may not remember, but something moves in you. You just feel something on the soul level. You know what I mean? So we are like those beings with amnesia, where every time we're presented with something that is true and right, it really resonates. But because we have this spiritual amnesia, what happens is the majority of people crave the power to. And the power to is the power to live your life on your terms, and the power of shaping your reality in a way that supports your soul's evolution. So that's super important. But because the majority of people don't have this kind of connection, and they need it, they crave it. They try to compensate it with the power over. So they go ahead and say, set up a business and earn a lot of money and connect with a lot of celebrities to get influence. And they get all that, but that's power over, meaning that you still don't have the power to that you crave, but you have like a substitute. And that substitute is not enough. And this is why so many people in power, not necessarily I'm talking about people who have political power, I'm talking about our tribe, the entrepreneurs. I don't know if you notice, but if you look around like mindfully enough, you might have noticed that as soon as those guys get a certain level of financial security and stability and say influence, so they become influencers, a lot of pain and darkness suddenly kicks in. Like they suddenly get really depressed. And you can see that in their videos, even if they're not talking about it. You know, they're talking about, yeah, life is awesome, amazing. Check out my Lambo. I'm just flying to Miami or to Bali by my private business jet, whatever. And you can see how their eyes are literally dead, or they are almost like glassy from pain. Because what happens is once you have enough power over to do things, it actually intensifies that void within where you go, right, I still feel that sucking emptiness. I feel that there is something more. I need to be something more, but like hell, I don't know what that is. And this feeling is what brings them down. This is why you see so many depressed celebrities and gurus on drugs and entrepreneurs who seemingly have it all, but then choose to end their lives and things like that. Because the power too is the power over your mind, over your emotions, your body, and the reality around you. And this is what we are naturally wired to have as human beings. So every time we don't get it in life, we suffer. Like we always feel that there is something missing, something incomplete. And many people call it the imposter syndrome. Essentially, they feel like they don't live their life as their true selves. And it's true. It's true, because if someone has an imposter syndrome, it means that they are not living their life as their true self. And, you know, your soul, your inner core, knows that your life is limited. You only have so many years here, and you know we have to face it. And when your soul sees that you live in your head, that you live from the position of your ego, and you're wasting that time, so you're not being your full real self, you're not authentic, you're living as a mask, you're role playing your own life. This is where guys get really depressed, because their soul, their core starts resenting them, starts resenting what their mind is doing. And this is super powerful.
Definitely, it is a lot of superpower, and I see it happening with not everyone, but like most people all the time, again and again and again, and like it's crazy.
Yeah. You know, the system I use, I can actually quickly explain how it works. Super simple. So you need to imagine a circle with a blue dot in the middle and an orange dot somewhere within that circle, you know, closer or further away. And essentially that represents, the blue dot represents who you really should be according to what your soul really needs for its growth, its nourishment, and for its ultimate expression in this world. And then the orange dot is wherever you currently are in this life. And so you can actually gauge how close you are to the ultimate self. And that's the thing. So the closer you align with that blue dot, the more they are in coincidence, the more at peace and powerful you feel, and the more life becomes effortless, and you just see things panning out in the optimal way for your growth and for serving the world greatly, you know, for making the impact and everything you need in this life. But at the same time, it gives you a very, it's hard to describe in words, but it's a feeling of connection, peace, and invincibility. you just feel like an embodiment of some spiritual power, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, so that is how you can tell how far or close you are to that blue point, because the more strife, depression, tension, traumas, and things like that you experience in your daily life, the further away you are and the closer to the periphery of that circle. And the more you just feel, you know how people chase the state of flow, and it's
Yeah,
almost like
there's
a yeah, it's a spiritual pinup for all entrepreneurs, like the state of flow. And the thing is, though, it doesn't need to be hacked. It's our natural state. It's what you are as a person. So the closer you become to who you are as a person, the more you are in the state of flow, because it's your natural state of being. This is how you function. And if someone struggles with it, it means that they're living in their ego, and it means that they're oranged out. Their current position is pretty far from their true self. And a big part of it for every living being, both for men and women, is to align with your polarity. And so, for example, if you are living your life not in a way that is designed by the structure of your soul, bless you, bless you. So,
Thanks.
yeah, not in a way that is designed to support your soul and to support your spiritual growth and evolution, then the further away you move from that optimal point of flow, peace, and easiness of your true spiritual power and your true power as a person. And so this is why so many guys who go into spirituality and the spiritual training, they end up actually being more broken quite often at the end of it, because the way, as I said, the way it's being taught right now, it teaches you to live in the opposite polarity to a natural polarity. So instead of going with your natural flow, you actually force yourself unknowingly. Like, nobody talks about it, so guys don't know about it. Well, some of them can sense, but they still can't put it into words. So essentially, you're being forced to follow a polarity that's opposite to yours. And if that happens, like if you accept that, you actually start building a lot of inner resistance and tension on the subconscious level. And that would bring you down as a person. And that pain is actually very useful for other people to manipulate you. So, for example, if you or someone else has a lot of traumas and self resentment, it's a very easy bite for someone to sway them from their path and to say, "Oh, I see you're in pain." And if that's so, all you need to do is to say, "Follow my program," or "Follow this philosophy," or "Follow this school of thought," or even, join this group. And that person, because they don't have their own footing and because they're in pain, they would, because they don't have the power to resist. They're not grounded in their truth. And the person who is grounded in their truth is unshakable. And so I think that's another reason why things are not being put right in this industry, because, it's really hard to dominate and to rule over people who are powerful and people who live their truth.
Definitely, like, because if you're doing like what is like exactly your deepest like purpose, exactly the thing that you want, like nothing will like get you, like you'll be like detached from all the outcome. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things remind me a lot of also the way the Superior Man.
All
Talks about
right.
like polarities, polarity
Yeah.
stuff, and when we were talking, it just reminded me a lot of that. We
Well,
love a bit.
yeah. We need to, your actual purpose is to become a superior man in the way that is congruent with your truth.